Good evening and welcome to South Suburban Rink 2. Screamin' Eagles have had a couple weeks off. They were meant to be in Fargo last weekend, but abstained from going to that tournament so they could stay for a homecoming weekend. So now here we are back with the game tonight. Listeners may or may not know, but the game tomorrow against Lafayette was effectively a scrimmage. They're not part of CPHL, but that's canceled. So this is the lone game of the week. Then next week they'll play a team from Colorado Springs, and they finish the season with East and Cherry Creek, so two good games. But let's get into this one. This will be a good test for them, playing against Monarch, the Coyotes. Monarch is 3-1-1. Did a little bit of research on them. They've had some pretty good wins. 3-1-1 victories over SaberCats. They beat Creek 6-2, and then Miners, which is a Colorado Springs team, and they lost to East, which East is looking really good. We play them as aforementioned. One of the last games of the season, and as well, they tied Regis earlier in the season. So one last tidbit about these Coyotes is they don't have any standout players. I looked at the stats and the scoring, and they have about 10 players with 5 points. I think their top is 6 points, and then several with 5, 4, and 3. So really evenly matched scoring distribution, so a very deep team. So let's get right into the Screamin' Eagles, and we've got a kid back in the lineup that we haven't seen all year, and that would be number 21, Dawson Charles. So good to see him back from his wrist injury. So let's get right into the lines. There'll be even lines where the people are in the same line, so it should make it a little easier to keep track of who's on the ice and who's not. Unfortunately, we've got a new injury with Jackson O'Donnell out of the lineup tonight. Roger Stanley is still out of the lineup, although he's back skating, so maybe he'll be back for the playoffs, and certainly for Chassa, most importantly. Good that he's well. And then still, I don't have an update on Evan Jimenez, but he's out of the lineup too. So let's get into the lines. The Fisher line with Sorensen and Charles, that should look familiar. The Baker line, this one's familiar as well. Sutter and Bodine. Here's where the new lines come in. That Canapari line, centering this line, he's got the number 21, Dawson Charles. They should have given him that rookie open skate here at the beginning of the game. All joking aside, it's great to see Dawson back in the lineup. And then the final line is centered by Ben Purchase. And on his sides will be number 19, Tarbert, Pop-Tart Tarbert, and Jack Bevan. On defense, as mentioned, Jackson O'Donnell is out. Taking his place will be number 2, Tanner Majors. He's matched up with Jack McKiddo. The next defensive pairing, Connor Foy, number 5, and Connor Gogol, number 14. And the final line will be familiar with Kane Coffey and Jackson King, 2 seniors. There's the lineup for the Screamin' Eagles. And in goal, number 33, Lucas Jordan. 2 official lineup tonight, calling offsides as well as all penalties. And then when we get into the season, they'll have the 4 line set up into Chassa, which is, if you would believe it, is right around the corner. Players go to the bench, go to the goals, and we're about to get this going. So again, very even lines for the Coyotes, and we will start this one out with the Fisher line. And you can see the boys with the pink stripes on their socks, honoring Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a cause very near and dear to my heart. about to get this one started. It's good, going to be a good test for the Screaming Eagles. Pretty excited for this game. Good final stretch before we head into the playoffs. Here we go. Fisher picked up by Sorensen. He streaks up the right side. Good speed. Can't get around one. Bodied up. He stays with it. Good centering pass. Shot. Save. Wow. Good quick play by the boys there. Back to Hoyt. He bounces off one. Takes a check in the back. Maddox comes in. Provides some support. Now here the Coyotes. Good back check. The kid falls down. Maddox turns shot. Fires. Deflected. It's with Hoyt. And it's spun out to the corner. Good hard pressure by the boys there. Intercepted by Maddox again. Now they're going back in. There's Hoyt. Chips one over to center. Maddox is there, but there's several Coyotes there. Oh, and he gets dumped by Fisher. He makes his presence known right away. Fan by Coyotes. Stick the side up to Maddox. He tries to clear the zone. That they say doesn't come out, but regardless, we're going for a change on both sides, and now we'll see the Baker line up to Beaudin, and he tips it in. Goaltender misplays that behind. Beaudin rushes to get in there, turns around, spun back around. King comes up, and he plays that, gets some support from Baker. Pops out to King. He's in deep. Puck to Beaudin. Gets a shot off, and that is covered up on the side. Some good pressure. Beaudin looking up, saying he had an angle there. I couldn't see one, but maybe we'll see one here on this replay. Oh, yeah. Beaudin did have a shot there and shot it wide. We'll try Baker. Center. Baker wins it back into his foot, though, and now it kicks back out to Coyotes. Max Sutter does some bother there. Comes out to Baker. Good positioning by these Coyotes. They're clogging up any centering lane. Leaves it. Baker still on it. Pops out to Sutter. Good body by Sutter to try and play it. Stays down there, but now the Coyotes try and get it out, and they stretch pass. Pretty good stretch pass there by the Coyotes. They get it out, but Coffey's there. He ties up. Beaudin's there, too. Good back check by Beaudin. He fishes it out. Up to Baker. Baker starts to rush, chips it over to Sutter behind him, though. Now Sutter caught a little bit there, turns, dumps it in. Baker and Beaudin are on top of each other. That is some very bad miscommunication, too, with those two, and now they're going to go for a change. Now we'll see the Canapari line. We get to see Dawson Charles for the first time, and good to see him out there. Matched up with Canapari and Deep. Deep was very active with the shooting in the net. Of course, I can hear that. So now let's see how they do coming out. Canapari has been playing hard. Draws one back, and there's Dawson. Puck's on his stick, looks around, change direction, sends it back. I think that's MacKinnon, sends back up to Canapari. It's intercepted. Coyotes finally touch it. They send it in. It's been all Valor with the puck domination here. Flipped aside by Jordan. Good support there by Canapari. Boys are really skating hard. They came out to play here. Sometimes they come out a little bit flat. They do not look like they're flat here. All three lines coming out with some activity. Chipped up to Dawson. He's going to race up the right side, look for some support. He's got Deep with him. He chipped it in off the net. Deep gets there. Deep spins. Tries to send it into Dawson. He's still working down there in the corner. And now it pops out, and there's King to play it. He looks up, surveys, and he dumps it in. The boys go for a change. There's Gabe Fish. He's on the forecheck, goes around, and here the Coyotes start the breakout, and that is not a good breakout passes. That is an ice. Right idea, but good pressure. Screaming Eagles certainly outplaying the boys here. No goals to show quite yet, but certainly a lot more energy and intensity against these Monarch Coyotes. Fisher in the face-off zone. Wins the draw, pops out. Hoyt had popped in to try and make a play on it. Doesn't work. Now we're going other direction. Good job intercepting his Gogol. Sticks it off, and he gets dumped for his efforts. Pretty good check there. He pops right back up. Goalie covers up. That's Gogol's now playing with King. Sure if they changed them up or if somebody is injured or so, but we'll get a Ozone face-off again. Fish steps in, chips it back. Maddox misplays that. It could be going the other direction, and we sure are. Odd man rush, a little bit of a lazy play. Shot wide. That is wide and high, I believe. Valor got away with one there. Just as I was talking about playing hard. Now Fisher gets gloved down. Now Coyotes seem to come out with a little bit of energy. Gets right past Maddox. Fish goes in, tries to deliver. He's stood up by Gogol. King joins now. This looks a little bit more enthusiasm by the Coyotes. Little touch passed up to Maddox, and here the boys are. Here's Maddox with Hoyt. Can he get it back? He gets it back, but it's a little too far for Sorensen. It's the right idea. Those two boys with some speed made it all the way up there, but they were not able to assemble that 2-on-1. Coffey comes in. There's Coffey back. Now it looks like he's playing with MacKinnon. All right, here's the play. The Baker line's out there. It's chipped in. Now the boys are going to spin off for a change. Coyotes regroup. 12:53 left first period. No one's going for the forecheck, giving them all kinds of space. Bodine finally comes in and causes a pass. That's exactly what you have to do. Pressure the kids. Brought in by Coffey. He's going to dump it in. Goes all the way around. Now there's two boys on the forecheck. Pops out. Spins around, does MacKinnon. Nice little dance. Bodine comes up with it. Loses his stick on it. He could have spun that around and shot on it. Coyotes have had enough, and that's a nice. Sent all the way back down. Puck popped out, and Bodine could have wheeled around top of the circle, but he lost control of the puck. Canapari line back out there now. And Foy is out there with Gogol. Maybe the lines are back organized now. Pops out to Gogol. He sends it in the corner. Sends it in. Good hard work. Dawson tried to get one teed up onto the forehand. Good work by Dawson there. Working down low. Comes out. Foy pops up. Good body there. Pops out deep. Tries a centering pass to Charles. Charles, that would be. Dawson battling down in the corner. He looks bigger and stronger this year, actually. Canapari spins behind the net. Good puck pressure there. Dawson turns and fires. Low sharp angle. Turns. Gogol turns and just rips one on net. Now Foy's got it. Brings it in, and he sends it back down into the corner. Both defenders are up. This is certainly a weaker line for the Coyotes here. Tied up back behind. Fished up, but Dawson turns the shot. Good play there by the boys there. Dawson to Canapari. Nobody knew where it was. Coyotes bring it up. Even man, they get a puck out, and it's fished out. Good job. Oh, and then Gogol goes down, and that'll be the first power play. So we'll get to see the boys out. Gogol, good work, and he takes a stick to the skate, and we get to see the boys go on the power play. Talking to some of the kids on the team, they work pretty hard on the power play. On the breakout, zone entry, passing, a lot better structure. So we'll get to see the Charles brothers out there with Bodine, Fisher, and Sorensen. So let's see, this 5-forward power play is fun to watch. Fisher, face-off circle. Puck's one back to Maddox. He'll set it up. Sorensen over to Bodine. Bodine down low, up top. Shot. Oh, no traffic in front. I like that play. Good puck movement, but there was no screen, and Fish didn't have time to slide over and screen the goalie, nor provide deflection attempt, but good puck movement. Pretty aggressive power play, too, which the Coyotes are going to get burned if they keep pushing around. It's sent all the way back down. Now the boys will get to try this zone entry. Jordan stops it. Coyotes to Sorensen. Leaves it for Maddox. Oh, cross-ice pass. Dawson doesn't connect. They got to get on their horse. Comes to Sorensen. Sorensen's going to try it now. Again, they tried this. Sorensen brings it up, passes. Now he gets it over there to Maddox. Maddox fakes round one. Zone entry, makes it in. Now he's going to try and set it up. He's pinched off there on the side. Bodine with some support. Bodine, and he loses it. Now they cannot get it in. They just worked on this. Good body by Maddox. Fans looking for a penalty. That was no penalty. Good body by Maddox. Maddox leaves it for Bodine. Bodine overskates it. That is a very bad play there. Good job by Fish coming back to break it up. Now the boys can go the other direction. There's Dawson. Oh my goodness gracious, and he ices it. Holy cow, that is a very, very loose looking power play. Can tell Dawson was new to that. He was a little bit out of position, tried some passes that didn't connect. And that was not the sharpest 5-forward power play that I've seen this year for the boys. They didn't get a chance to work it much during practice. Now that draw, now we see PP2 units headlined by Baker. Now Deep's behind the net, 49 seconds left on the power play, no shots yet. I think there was one, now goes through there, Sutter, he makes his own, and he takes a shot, pounds a big rebound. That's where you want him to set it up. He brought it all the way in and shot it. You want to set the power play up with some structure. And you've got the man advantage, and takes it all in on his own, and relatively benign shot. Now it's sent up. Sutter's going to fish it back down in. 24 seconds. See if they can assemble it. Baker goes down there. MacKinnon adds some assistance. Deep has some time and some space. Sends it back down to Baker. He can't quite get it up. It's chipped up. Knocked down by Tarbert. And he plays it with a high stick. And now the Coyotes are able to clear it again. And that'll do it for this power play that was not very powerful. MacKinnon's going to regroup behind the net. Tries to look for a stretch pass to Sutter. That doesn't connect. There's Baker with some speed up the side. Tries to get around one. He does, and he gets hauled down. No penalty there. Could have been a call there. Pass doesn't make it through. Intercepted by Purchase. Good play by Perch to break that up. Purchase lines out there now. Fishes it up. Tries to get it to Bevan. I think was trying to wheel through. Now that might be Sutter still. He's still on the ice. Back to Coffey. Coffey sent back to King. King gets intercepted. Now Canapari up there. Canapari up to Bevan. He's got some speed. He takes some body. There's Canapari for some support. Puck comes out. Coyotes now they're assembling, and they have odd man rush. There's Purchase coming back, and now it's Coffey. Boy, he turns and fires it back, and the boys just look a little bit unsure of where they're going to be, and that is just turned and fired down for an ice by Bevan. Certainly these new lines, the boys aren't used to them. They just don't look quite as established and organized as they had weeks past. And again, it is the first game in a couple of weeks, and it's amazing how kind of rusty and out of it they seem after not being on the ice together. And just missing a week of games. Here's Fisher. Draws one by the Coyotes, sent in. Relatively benign shot, pops out. Good job getting back. I think it was Fisher with the, no, that was Foy. Good job by Foy. Sorensen tries to get around one. He still sticks one in. Comes out to Maddox. He misplays it, not that aggressive on that tight. Oh, Gogol's going to get called for interference. Yeah, Gogol's a little bit late on that one. He got called for interference a little bit late. That puck had already been sent in, and he tied that kid up. So now we'll see how these boys do on their first penalty kill. They came out with a lot of fire. Now it looks, I hate to say it, but relatively unorganized. Maddox is out there with Gabe Fisher. Looks like MacKinnon and King on Coffey in the defense. Shots gloved aside pretty easily by Jordan. Sent back up top. Coyotes are going to try and organize this. Another lazy shot, but that's a pretty good idea. Looking for a deflection. I like that. Pretty good slow shot by the Coyotes. Easier to deflect that. Maybe get a redirect. Brought in. Sent back out. Good play by Maddox. That kid tried to stick handle in, and we know that doesn't really work. And now we get a new killer on the ice. We get to see Dawson out there now. Dawson's out there with Hoyt. Coyotes bring it in. See if they can assemble the umbrella this time. Sent back in. Coffey gets there. He can't break it up. And now they have established the umbrella. Hoyt with some pressure. Dawson walks out for some pressure. Intercepts that. A little bit of activity in the front. Good job by, good stick there by Dawson to get that out of the zone. I think that was just on, it's a good play by Hoyt, bagging his stick. Looking for a pass, and that kid didn't know that it was Hoyt. Now it's chipped in by Coyotes. He makes zone entry pretty easily again. 45 seconds left on the penalty. Sorensen still out there with Dawson. Free shot here by this kid, wide shot. And now Hoyt, he's at the tail end, and he does not have the energy, I don't think. Maybe he does. He gets past one, he gets hauled down, and that is no call. Now I got some new killers on the ice. There's Bodine. He doesn't stick that one. Goes under his stick again. Coyotes make the zone. See if they can set it up. Good pressure, but too much overcommit there by the boys. And now they have it set up, sent back in. Deep and Bodine working on the forward sides. Pressured by Bodine. Coyotes go back and forth. They're looking for the 1T. 5 seconds left in the power play. And that will do it for the power play. So neither team able to get a goal in the power play. But Monarch is still commanding, controlling the puck in the zone here. They get it down deep. Floyd chips it out to King. King to Bodine. Bodine just turns and fires blindly without looking at what was there, and that's an ice. It's a panic pass there. That's some very unorganized hockey by Valor since that power play. They've just been discombobulated. 5:42 left in the game. Monarchs power play didn't look much better, either did Valor. Now we'll try the Canapari line back out there. We got Coffey working with MacKinnon. Actually, Canapari's out there with Bevan. Bevan flips one down. Purchase is trying to get there, and they wave off icing there. Perch gets there first. Good job, sends it back up. Coffey screen shot goes off the leg of Canapari, doesn't go through. Now it's a little bit better pressure. Bevan looks like he's got some activity going within him, and now here comes Monarch. They break it out, pass back, and pretty easy for Coffey to get there and break that one up. Circles back behind his own net. Back up to Bevan. He sticks around but does get it out of the zone. Monarchs can have to regroup and touch up for the offside. 5:02 left, first period. MacKinnon's got some ice and he takes it. MacKinnon makes it around one but can't get through the rest of them. Monarch little loose in the zone too. Now that's sent in by Purchase. Will go for a change. Baker line comes on. Left by that goalie. Pops out to the middle. There's Bodine. He does get to it. He tries to knock it down. Puck's loose. He can't tee one up. Fished around. Sutter gets there. Sutter's now working back in the corner. That's sent all the way back around. Gogol keeps it in. Good play to keep it in. Oh, good play by Sutter to try and maintain possession. Baker comes out with it, tries to stick handle through 3 kids. A lot of traffic there for stick handling. Turns fired. King, just a big wind-up one-timer, and that is saved pretty easily. A little bit better pressure there by the team. We're going to try a new line out there now. Fisher line comes out, and Fisher is there again with Maddox and Hoyt. See if they can establish a little bit better of pressure. It was looking, there's some good sequences, but relatively anemic actually. Fish wins the draw back to King. Doesn't have an angle, shoots it right into that kid's shin pads. Sorensen comes up with it, goes down low. Fisher gets bodied off that, a hard cross check. King another good low shot, but there was nobody there with some screen. Turns and sent back, and Hoyt could not tee that up. Good positioning. A little bit of misplay by Gogol, but he stays out and he takes a penalty. Yeah, Gogol misplayed that one a little bit, and because of that, he gets called for holding. He's going to take his second penalty in the game. He was slightly out of position and held that kid. Did stop the goal, though, so a good play there, but not a bad penalty to take. But once again, the boys are on the PK. 3:44 left in the first period, and definitely don't seem to have that same fire due to the Screaming Eagles that they came out screaming. Fisher's out there working with Maddox. Draws one. Fish is going to control that, send it all the way back down. 3:37 left in this first period. Monarchs going to take their time and assemble back behind their net. Makes zone entry pretty easily. Number 11 comes all the way down looking for a pass. And now Coyotes are going to set up the umbrella. They go up top. Survey. Kid's got a lane. Goes all the way down. Gets pushed off. Good job by MacKinnon to break that up. Gets some support from Dawson. That kid's still trying to skate around with it. Pops out to the center. Danger. Score. Popped right out to the center. and that kid was able to take several strides in. You see the overload by Valor. I don't know about that. Pretty unblocked shot. Unscreened. Oh no, you can see Foy right in the way. Foy was screening him and he couldn't see. Jordan didn't really have a chance, and like that, Monarchs up. The patience there, that's probably their second or third shot of the game. Make it pay. Baker line's out there now. Screaming Eagles need to start screaming. Definitely looked loose. Flipped back down in. Nobody wants it. King gets there. He backhands it to Bodine. Bodine gets bodied off and just leaves it for the opponent. It goes out to Coffey. Sutter passes to nobody. Nobody is there for the pass except for Monarch. Monarch chips it right back down in. Coffey leaves it. He gets caught up. Now Bodine's deep. King's deep. Monarch comes out with it. 3 Eagles are there. They're totally caught up there. Unbelievable. This is sloppy play. That was just terrible. That was one of the worst 30-second sequences I've seen by this team all year. The entire Screaming Eagles line was collapsed down in low and yet couldn't get a stick on this kid. That's just amazing. Watch the replay there. No urgency, no desire to stop the shot, and they get punished for it. So just like that, Screaming Eagles are down 2-0, and that's probably 2 shots on goal. See if I can pull up the stats here. Pops out, there's Dawson, tries centering pass to deep, and they cover that one up. That's the first action that goalie's seen probably in the last 10 minutes because Screaming Eagles have been busy tripping all over themselves in their own zone. Draws one, quick shot, and that goes way over the net. Good work there by Canapari, and just like that, Monarchs going the other direction. Good stick by McKinnon. McKinnon, good fast legs to get back there and not get called for a penalty. Great play there to break that one up. But again, another odd man rush. I stand corrected. That's 10 shots by the Coyotes with 2 goals. Valor with 9 shots. I don't know if we're going to see much more of that Baker line either. That was some very, very poor play that last shift they had out there. Those 3 forwards and those 2 D were just standing around watching the play happen. Try the Fisher line out there. Gogol spins it back. Sorensen trying that stretch pass play. Maddox was streaking, but looks like he was covered. Sorensen tries to fish it out. Gogol ties it up. King comes out with it. King outlet pass up to Fisher. Fisher to Sorensen. They have numbers if they work. Sorensen back to Fisher. Goes 5-hole. Still swinging, swatting at it. Good hard play. That draws a penalty. And now we'll get to see a power play if nothing else. Cross ice by Fish. And that, I think that was Sorensen that was dumped back behind the play. He was hooked. And now we'll get to see the power play unit come back on, and let's hope it's a little sharper than the last power play session that we saw. So the boys go on a power play with 1:31 left in the first period, down 2-0. Sure would like to see him get a goal here to have some momentum coming out of the first period. Fisher wins the drawback. That's Hoyt. He gets some support from Dawson, tied up there. All the Screaming Eagles are there. Look at this. Coyote is really fighting for it. Dawson back to Bodine. Bodine shoots it 6 feet over the net from point blank. Just a terrible shot there. All the way back down to Jordan. Back to Bodine. Bodine cross ice to nobody again. Wow, this looks disorganized. Fisher. Back to Sorensen. He's going to send it back to Maddox. Maddox starts to break, leaves it back for Sorensen. Sorensen makes the zone. He turns and shoots. We really want to try and set something up here. This looks like they might have it set up. There's up to Bodine. Bodine down to Dawson. Dawson cross ice to Hoyt. And Hoyt shoots. I don't understand that shot either. There's no desire to set anything up. Now Dawson scrims around one, goes around two. He shoots one off the post. Wide open. Goal! Now that is what was needed. Dawson shoots one off the post and a massive juicy rebound. That goalie was on the other side of the ice rink. Comes out to Dawson. Comes back out to Maddox, and he shoots in and scores. And not how you draw up the power play. Very unorganized, but it works. Dawson gets the puck, and it goes through that kid's legs. Wow. All right, we'll take that one. Boys are down 2-1 now. 25 seconds left in the first period. That goal goes to Maddox. Assist from brother Dawson, and he gets on the score sheet. First period, him being back in the ice. Monarch keeps it in, fishes it back in. Fished out, Bevan controls. 8 seconds left, sends it off the boards. Flipped back out of harm's way. Purchase gets to it. It's sticked in by Tarbert for an ice. But that'll do it for the first period. So the boys started sharp. Got relatively dull there in the middle of the period. Managed to put it together at the very end. Put a goal up on the board, and going into that second period just down 2-1 is not a bad place to be after some of that play that I just witnessed. And the boys had 2 power plays. I guess what was most disturbing about that is there was never really a setup. It came out to several people. It just took shot from the corners inexplicably rather than working it around the perimeter, finding the open guy. And you'd seen that done so well on that power play. And it was almost like the boys were panicking, like there was a minute left in the third period of the game 7 or something, because it was just these quick shots without really trying to assemble any structure in the power play. But as it is, I think we'll only get better from that. That goal will go to Maddox Charles, an assist from brother Dawson. So that was kind of a neat sync up with the Charles brothers back on the ice. We should see a lot more of that as the year goes on. And especially when we get into Chassa and the boys start working together, the lines really kind of smooth out. People know their spots and what have you. So two goals for the Coyotes, 1 goal for Valor. You have to give the edge to the Coyotes there on that play too. They came out pretty flat and they really picked it up. Looked sharp by the end. But as it is, 1 goal game, and we'll take it. Fisher lines back out there. Fisher wins the draw back to Sorensen. Sorensen regroups. Foy cross ice to MacKinnon. He makes the center line, dances a little bit, sinks in. Oh no, gets in the way, does Fish. Man, look at that. All 5 Coyotes are back. MacKinnon dances back in the corner and then turns it over. Just gives it back to good intercept by Maddox. Reads that puck. It's shot off the goalie's face. Wow, oh my goodness, now this kid's got just a rush. And good job by Jordan, come out to play it. Plays it again, sends it back, little danger. Foy gets to it, and he passes up to Sorensen. He's got Charles with him. There's those 2 speedsters. Charles makes the zone. 1 touch pass, and that is gloved down. The goalie's seen enough of that. Man, that is some quick action back and forth. And all the boys were down in low, and then there was this kid up top at center ice just waiting for a pass. Unfortunately, it was broken up. Few good rushes there by the Eagles, and they were close to tying it up before the first minute had elapsed in the second period. So we'll try the Baker line out there now. Baker working with Coffey and King and back. Puck is tied up, and Monarch gets it. Pretty good draw there by Baker, right into the side, but Baker was tied up, and so in all 3 forwards overcommit on that. And here we go on the other way. Bad, terrible communication by this line too. Chipped up. Pretty easily played. Kid bounces around 1, 2, 3, gets past all 3 forwards. Sent all the way back down in. Jordan's gonna play it, plays it back to King. King sends it up to Beaudin off of his feet. Sends it back up to Baker. Baker now working around back behind his net with it. He sends it back up to Sutter. Sutter, now we got a break up. Beaudin comes up, he's got Baker with him. Beaudin goes wide, tries to backhand it. So sends it back out to Sutter. keeps it down and low. Joe kept there. If he could get there, oh, he had a center pass, but he couldn't quite make it there. Beaudin gets tied up, comes out with the puck, tries to center it up to Sutter. Sutter's still working, looking for somebody to pass to. Good work by Sutter to maintain control. Spins around, sends it back in. He didn't like that pass to Coffey. Sutter with it again. Back to Beaudin. Beaudin tries to get it in deep, and he can't get it in deep. Comes back out to King. He gets it in. The boys have to touch up for a delay. Sent back in deep, and that goes all the way off sides. Sorry, that is an ice all the way back down. Some loose play again. Maybe looked a little bit better. 2 minutes into the game, and the play has been entirely in the O-zone, so there's that. Canapari is out there with Dawson and deep. Gogol's working the point with Foy. Sent back to Foy. Foy shot, good shot, deflected. Pops up high, couldn't tell where the was, comes out to deep. Deep circles, tries to get one center. There's Dawson. Sent back down around. Deep's there. All three forwards there. Dawson gets caught up. No penalty there. Fished out by Deep. The center Canapari couldn't quite get there. Now here goes Coyotes going the other direction. They make the zone, send it in. Played by Jordan in the back. He's going to leave it for Gogol. Gogol gets there. Oh, he tries to pass it and he fans on that shot. Coyotes come in. Good stick work by Canapari to stay with it. Gets it up to Dawson. Dawson, good cross-ice look to Deep. Deep needs some support, but Deep goes wide. Tries to backhand it in. Good stick to clog the zone by these Monarch kids. Deep still working back behind the net. Gets some help back there from Dawson. Dawson fishes it out, leaves it for Canapari. A little bit of a tight quarter pass, but comes back out to Dawson. Tries to dump it back in, backhand to Deep. Deep's tied up stick, but he comes out with it. Good work by Deep. Comes out to Canapari. Good shot, save, goalie. Canapari, another quick shot. That was another one. Foy doesn't have a shot. Good wisely sends it back down in. Canapari. Good work by Canapari to keep it in. Oh, MacKinnon didn't like that, what he had there. So good job by MacKinnon playing it up. Misplays that a bit. Now delayed offsides. The boys have to touch up. Now here they come deep, looking for some assistance. MacKinnon comes up again. Oh, and that shot by Deep. He had looked that goalie off. I think the goalie thought he was going center with the pass. Deep with that quick shot. Goalie lost where it was, but it was caught up in his jersey. Purchase line is up there with Bevan and Tarbert. MacKinnon on the point with Majors. Draw one. Bevan controls, spins around back behind the net, back to Tarbert. Oh, Tarbert tried to chip it out in front, takes some body, and he gets spilled. Sent all the way back down and played by Jordan. They call an ice on that one. It was played by Jordan like it had been waved off. I didn't quite understand that one, but as it is, it's an ice. 13-13 left in the second period, and it's been pretty good domination. O-zone work, good O-zone pressure here by the boys. Purchase line still stays out there, working with Bevan and Tarbert. Perch wins the draw back to MacKinnon. MacKinnon sends it back back deep, off of Bevan's skate. Tarbert gives chase, and now it's flipped back out. Intercepted by MacKinnon. MacKinnon back to Majors, I think that is. MacKinnon, good cross-ice pass to Tarbert. He kicks it in, and all three forwards on the forecheck. Good work there by the kid. Sent back over to Purchase. He gets pushed off it, but stays with it. Perch comes out with it, sends it. Oh, I thought he got it back there to Tarbert. Not quite. The boys are still working down in the corner. Monarchs had enough. They get rid of it, and that is on goal, so that is no ice. And MacKinnon just turns and tries to fire one out, but now Monarch controls. Oh, my goodness, fish right out to the center. Holy cow, that would have been bad luck. These boys are still out there. Bevan dumps it in, takes some body, spins off for a change. We'll get some new legs out there. Here goes Monarch with some speed the other direction. Gets in back behind Coffey. Coffey misplayed a little bit, shot wide. The kid had snuck back in behind Coffey, had plenty of time. Maybe he didn't see the angling or something. Now Sorensen back up to Maddox, up to Fish. We got 2-on-2. I like our two. They got their two. Sorensen goes center. Shot saved by the goalie. Good shot by Sorensen. Now Maddox is back to play. It might have a line mismatch out there now. Played up to Coffey. Coffey sticks to the side. Just turned and shot back in by Fish, but he didn't get all the stick on it, so that's not in deep. Now Monarchs trying to go the other direction. 1-on-3, both boys are back. That kid fans on that backhand pass, but they can't get it out of the zone. Pops right back in the front. King is there. He organizes and he sends it back down, tipped by Sorensen. Will send it all the way back down in. Monarchs there. Maddox is there on the forecheck, so is Bodine. They chip it up. Coffee makes it there. Maddox is working. Maddox has, what was that? And we're calling both guys off the ice. I think Coffee had gotten caught up, and we're gonna keep playing 5-on-5 with offsetting 2-minute stop doing that kind of stuff penalties. As it is, it's a face-off down in the zone. So another O-zone face-off for the boys. Let's see if they can't get one and tie it up here. I'm feeling good about this. Baker line is out there with Gogol and Foy. Pops back out to Gogol. Tries to dump it in deep, but Monarch just clogs it up. Having trouble getting it down deep into the corners. Fished out, Bodine blocks it on the sends it back down in. Sutter there, intercepted. Good job by Gogol keeping it in, sent back down in. Baker tries to get there, they go one way. Good job by Baker, Sutter comes out with it, looking for somebody to pass to. Oh, Baker looked up for somebody to pass to and lost his puck. Lost his stick too, that kid skates up with his stick. Intercepted by Gogol. I hadn't seen that one for a while. Now Bodine late to get there. Bodies one out there, leaves the puck for the Coyotes though. Now it comes right back out to the center. Sutter's there, he chips that up, and that is a hook. I think that's a hook on Baker. It's called for the hook. I didn't see that play, but now, Monarch goes back on the power play after we're about 6.5 minutes into this period, and it's been probably 6 minutes of O-zone pressure. And now the boys are going, sorry, the Coyotes are going on the power play. So PK time for the Screaming Eagles, and they're due for a shorthanded goal, so maybe that's what will happen. Coyotes pretty good puck control, and they don't overcommit here. They work the umbrella here, setting up, pass down low. They work the perimeter, looking for the shot. Go wide. Oh, good stick by Maddox. Saw what that kid was doing. Went wide for the deflection. Good job. Here Fisher comes out with the puck. He's got Maddox with it. Tries to get around all of them. Good work by Fish. Good hard play there by Fish. He probably didn't see that Maddox had snuck in behind on the rush too. And Fish with some good stick work to get it around. But just a little bit too hard. Now we'll see Dawson and Hoyt out there on the PK with King and Gogol on defense. 1:27 left in the penalty. Monarch had it set up pretty good. Didn't really get any shots off, but tied up back down in the corner. Good pressure by the Screaming Eagles. Keep burning clock. Coyotes fish it out. Now the boys need to get back. They do just that. Monarch's going to try and set it up. Ooh, a little bit of a dangerous pass, but they're able to regain control. Up top, shot, save. I think Jordan was a little caught off guard by that shot, but as it is, it's a save. No harm, no foul. 1 minute left in the power play. Or the penalty kill, rather. Kanapari subs on for Sorensen. Ref the talking to, say, boys, don't skate in from the circle. You're crowding. Does it again. Ref blows the whistle, Deb. 1 minute left in the second period. Draws one. Monarch controls. Kid skates in, shoots. No screen or anything. That shot's wide too. Monarch really good puck possession here. Really control the puck, work it around. Dawson calling for someone to get out on that kid. Does. Stick to side. turned and fired out. Good play. That burns off 30 seconds. Canapari, they're good, and they're calling a penalty on that? Not so sure what that penalty is. Definitely disorganized, and now they touch it up. Pretty good play there by the boys, and they're saying a hold. That's a hold. I'm not so sure who that was a hold on. That's a hold on Gogol. So back behind the play, Gogol holds, and that's his second penalty of the game. So they have 14 seconds left on the first penalty. Another 2 minutes, and so another 2 minutes that they have to fend off of penalty kill, and Monarch really works the puck pretty well on this. But we got good skaters out there with Maddox and MacKinnon. Always dangerous. Maddox draws one by Monarch. 10 seconds to go on this two-man kill. Shot, good tie up. Uh-oh. Oh, wow, good last second stick. And that a shot all the way up into the netting. The net was wide open. That kid could not get his stick on it. And that a shot all the way back up into the netting. That's number 55, Jake Holstrom. He's got a goal already. Wants that one over again. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left, and they're gonna get another player out. So now he should have a 4-on-5. Turn shot doesn't make it through. Here comes Sorensen onto the ice. Shot through some traffic, doesn't make it through. Maddox, good job. Look at Maddox, good smart play. He turned to see if they could get an odd man rush, which they couldn't, and so he just wisely, instead of just turning and firing it, good play by the boys there. Maddox bounces off some bodies, but he can't get it out of the zone. Now it's sent back. Oh, and now Hoyt gets tied up, and he does not get called for a trip. I was a little worried about that. Puck bounces out to the front. And that backs up to Maddox. He's sprung loose. He's in all alone. Maddox, Charles, shot, save. What a save by that goalie. And now we're going back the other direction. Holy cow. Monarch slow shot, sent the other way. Good shot by Jordan. Wow, this is like a one-on-one game, boys. And that's a hand pass. Holy moly, Maddox was sprung loose. Gets in all the way, fakes like on the forehand, and goes to the backhand. That goalie sticks the glove out and makes the save. And then inexplicably, the two Valor defense go for a change, and there's two guys going the other direction. They didn't have the speed, and the two defenders catch up, and then the kid takes a shot from above the circle. And now we have Beaudin working up there with Deep on the forward side. Could have been an interference. The kid set a pick, and now it's down way too deep. All four players are on that one side. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Sent all the way across ice. Beaudin calling, saying, you got to cover that guy. Calls King over. Beaudin working up top. Deep comes out. Good pressure by Deep. Good pressure. Kid winds around. Leaves it back. Beaudin circles back to cover. Tries to get a stick in the way, and he does. Good job broken up by Beaudin. Sent back up top. Needs to stay with it. Beaudin and Deep change places. Kid up top tries to send one down. Coyotes still working. 9 seconds left. If they can just get out of this, maybe they can. Oh, Beaudin swings and misses on the clearing attempt. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, full speed up, shot wide, the kid with the wide open net, and he shoots it 4 feet wide from point blank. Monarch still circling though, pushed up by Beaudin, tries to get it out. Can he go the other direction? No, glove down by Tarper. Beaudin pitchforks it backwards. Monarch sends it back in, and that is clear. Holy cow, crazy action. Oh my goodness gracious. And that's sent back out, that's wide. One kick to side, holy cow. That is some holy moly hockey right there, boys. That is like some pond hockey there where you don't have a goalie or the goalie comes out to play, and there was some open net, but they successfully kill off 2 minutes of power play with a little bit of 5-on-3 work. It's like the boys were out there on the PK for the entire period. Whew, down 2-1. Fisher lines out there now. Ref blows that one dead. Didn't like something about that. Doesn't like when these guys are crowding the face-off circle. That's very apparent. Draws one, controlled by their, Majors. Now we're broke. Here comes Sorensen. Two boys are back. MacKinnon joins the rush. Sorensen, looking for a one-touch deflection. The boys need to get back. MacKinnon's still down deep, pitches it to himself, sent all the way back around. Majors comes up to help. Two defense are now playing offense, and offense are playing defense. One-touch pass, point, Maddox, shot, quick shot, intercepted, good save. Oh, and the goalie's helmeted came off. I didn't see that, and that is blown dead, rightfully so. That is danger, danger. When the goalie's mask is off, they will blow it dead. Not sure how the mask came off, but refs missed out a little bit. I don't know if the goalie was complaining that it was scraped off by one of the boys or what, but 5:44 left, second period. Baker line back out there now, working with Bodine and Sutter, see if they can get something established. Draws one back, sent cross ice. Majors sends it right into Bodine. Bodine turns, sends it right back to Baker, way too hard. Baker jousting back behind the net. Sutter with some assistance. Sutter gets there. Good job by Sutter. Wins the puck battle. Another Coyote joins. Now they fish it out, and they send it all the way back down. Will that make it down for an ice? And no. They waved that one off. I didn't quite get that one, but we'll organize. Here's MacKinnon. He's got some space. Backhands it up. See if they can start the breakout. Ay, ay, ay. Majors tries to break that one up, and that's an ice. And nope, they don't call that one like it's an NHL icing rules. Baker fishes around one, makes his own. He's got to get by three. Sutter shot from way above the circle to Bodine. Bodine backhands it up directly to Monarch. I'm not so sure what he was thinking there either. Now it's down all the way back down. Now this is back. This line does not look very sharp tonight. King surveys up to Sutter. Sutter's got nobody with him. Bodine had gotten dumped. Sutter brings it in 1-on-5. Two kids spit off for a change. Sutter knocks this kid down. Sutter's still working hard to get that puck. Sent all the way back down in. Baker's still working. Baker sends it back down into the corner. Now they'll spin off for a change. King goes up to give some support. Sent all the way back down in. The Fisher line's out there. Maddox comes with Sorensen. Kid gloves it down to himself. Picked up by Coffey. He can't quite get there. Now the boys have a 3-on-2. Shot doesn't get a shot out. Good play by Coffey. He was beat there, but good job rallying. Look at the speed by Sorensen to start the rush coming the other way. The speed by Sorensen gets around 1, 2. He can't tee one up, and no call on that, and he's hauled down. It might have been a blown edge, but he goes into the boards hard. That was some great speed to get up and give himself a chance. Intercepted by King. Good job by Fisher. Now the boys are trying it again. Sorensen now is 1-on-4. He gets past two. Backhand wide. Sent back out. Maddox had gone the other direction, but good work by Sorensen. Good hard shift. Sent back in. No, they can't get it back in. Gogol gets there, and he manages to send it in. Look at Maddox with the good end of shift speed there. Intercepted by Fish. He sends it back in. I'm not so sure if it was too many men. Nope. Okay, that was a delayed offsides is what that was. So we're okay. Foy will regroup. Foy looks up, surveys. Cross ice. There's Canapari. Oh no! Canapari leaves the puck, comes off his stick, and he had a good rush together. Deep swings and misses. Shot. Save. That's that big number 55 who has got one goal already tonight, and he shoots that one directly into the eagle in the middle of the goalie's jersey. 2:45 left in the second period. No goals yet in this second period. Canapari lines out there. He is working with Deep. And Dawson is out there. Some strange lines there around the PK, PP, all kinds of different combinations out there. Now Canapari working with, this fish is out to deep. See if Dawson can get up there. Dawson cross-ice pass to Charles. He's looking for his first goal. He's got an assist. Shot, center. Oh, good tie up there. Deep couldn't get that one teed up. Deep sends it back down low. Maddox wasn't quite back. Sorry, Dawson. Charles, just call him Charles, wasn't back. Spins around. Deep turns. Oh, Dawson was just wide open, just camped out. He's still camped out. Turns and fires. That one goes wide. Deep is still working. Deep had gotten hauled down. Pitched out front. Now that comes out to Deep. Deep winds around one. And good job using that screen, that goalie, but there was no opening to be shot at there. 2:12 left in the second period. Baker line comes out there. This line looked great against Regis, scoring both goals, but tonight they just do not have they don't quite have the coordination like they did the other night. Draws one. Sutter gloves it down to himself. Good positioning by Monarch. Lanes aren't open. Baker looking for someone to pass to. Tries to send one low for a deflect. No one's there. Sutter, can he get one back to Bodine? Nope, that Monarch kid slid to break that one up. Good play by Sutter. And now that's just backhanded all the way up. Majors will skate that one down, but that will get all the way down for an icing. Good play there by Sutter. Good try to backhand that pass into the center, which worked, but Monarch does a really good job of holding their lanes, sticks in the way, and you'll notice that none of those centering passes are to wide open kids. It's a little different than some of these teams that overcommit. Baker wins the drawback. Good job by Coffey backing off that pass, sent back down in. Bodine gets there. Sends it back in. Not a bad play, but nobody was there. Baker had gone low. Puck didn't make it. Chipped out. See if the boys can organize something. That sent oh my goodness. Oh, good stick by King to break that up, and suddenly 3 kids are down deep. 3 Monarch kids. Fished out by Coffey. Manages to clear the zone. Sent all the way back down in. Played by Jordan. He leaves it for King. King to Sutter. Sutter just gets it out. Good job. And that is sent in, delayed offsides. Little unorganized. 59 seconds, our final minute before the intermission. See if Bodine has any speed at the end. Sorry, Baker tried to stick count around one. He couldn't get through it. Now here's Monarch going the other direction. Good stick there by King. He gets it up to Sutter. Sutter at the end of a shift with Bodine. Oh, and he forgets the puck. Yeah, these boys have been out there for 5 minutes. They need to get off the ice. Give some boys with some legs there. See if they can tie it up going into intermission. Good job by Fisher. He gets there. Sorensen tries to help out. Maddox gets there. Just a turn, quick fired, wide. MacKinnon, he takes a shot. Oh, that doesn't get through, and there was 2 boys down deep, and now the Monarchs going the other direction. 20 seconds left in that no hook. Some stick play there by Fish. Oh no, Majors tried to send it out. Good job by Jordan. He had to make a great save. 8 seconds left to see if Sorensen get one last rush together. 5 seconds, 4 seconds to Fisher. No, my goodness gracious, a wide open net. He backhands it up into the scoreboard. Fisher with a wide open net, and he backhands it 6 feet high. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness, that play developed out of nowhere. 1 second left in the second period. Oh, that was the right idea there. Holy cow, and that was the break, and you can see Fish looking down. He wants that one over again. Great pass by Sorensen. Fisher faked the forehand, goes to the backhand, and then lifted it up. Wow, that would have been into the third deck if there was no netting up here. But as it is, they get out of there with a little bit of momentum. Certainly some good action there to finish off the the second period. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the third period with the boys down 2-1. Looked a little bit better at some stretches. I think outplayed Monarch there for that period versus that first period. So As we are, we'll see you back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to the Valor Monarch third period. Pretty even game, actually, looking here at the stats. We had 19 shots for the Screaming Eagles and 17 for the Coyotes. At the intermission, it was 10-8, I believe. Maybe 10-9, so Screaming Eagles did outshoot them a little bit in that second period, but still some work to do. They just don't definitely look quite as synced up as they had. Some new lines. It certainly took Valor some time to get used to their lines, get their legs underneath them, as we recall from the Twisted Wrister, where they struggled those first few games and then won the championship, of course, with a very depleted squad. But anyway, 17 minutes left to decide this one, and Monarch with a 2-1 lead. I don't want to be an early predictor, but I think that I could foresee some goals coming from the Screaming Eagles. They're very close at times. They've given up some odd man rushes, but they are due. Draw is won back by Monarch, and they make the center line and send it back in. And we're on the D zone. Monarch comes out with a little bit of energy here. Fished out by Majors, I think that is, and sent up to Maddox. He makes a line, he's working. Good center ice pass, Fisher, oh my goodness gracious. Baseball bat swing, and that's a high stick, but holy cow, what a great pass to the slot, and Fisher was teed up, and a great save by that goalie. Oh, we didn't get a replay on that one. What a great shot by Maddox, right to the slot, and there was Fish with another point-blank shot there. We'll try these boys again. Haul that kid out of the face-off circle. Fish wins it back to himself, looks for a shot. Oh, Sorensen had not gone to the net. Monarchs fishing it out with some numbers. They're gonna send it down in deep, goes all the way around. Fish can't quite get there, and Monarch is trying to organize. Good job by MacKinnon sealing them off, and it's chipped out. Maddox cross ice to Sorensen. Sorensen toe drags around, gets past one. Oh, but he couldn't get it right back on the forehand. Good work by Sorensen. Chips it back up and out of the zone. Now King's gonna try. He circles around, he'll bring it in. Fisher, oh my goodness gracious. He thought that was offsides, and so he backed off of it and just gave it to Monarch. And now Monarch starts to rush. Good back check by Maddox, and he takes a stick and a trip, but no call there. Coffey backhands it up to King, and he one-hands it up to Beaudin, but that takes a weird bounce out, puff up to the middle. Stick gets in the way, and that one's up into the HVAC system. Holy cow, some very lackadaisical play there. Now we got Beaudin out there with Baker, and looks like Dawson Charles was out there on that. King and Coffey working on defense. Draws one. Monarch controls. Shot deflected, doesn't make it through. There's Dawson. Dawson's up to Beaudin. Beaudin's got some speed. Can he get around him? He does. Makes it. He gets just bodied off. Takes a penalty. Why'd they blow that one dead? I don't know if that was a retaliatory penalty. Beaudin got hauled down, and I guess they called a retaliation on him. I didn't quite see what happened. That was going to be 100%. That was going to be a power play. I didn't see that one. They must have called a retaliation on that. Beaudin got hauled down and hooking. And let's see what the call on this one is. I'm not sure, but it looks like we'll play 5-on-5. Beaudin's got to have a lot more discipline than that. Got hauled down, the hand was up. I don't know if he tripped or what he did, but that's that's a hold. Terrible play there by Beaudin. You can't do that to the team. You're down one. You've got to take that power play and have the man advantage. So he'll have 2 minutes to think about that one. Fisher line is out there now. Fisher up to himself, tries that play again. Mattis, good body work to shield the puck. Fisher's going to try it again. The passing lanes are just clogged up, and they can't get that centering pass up. Good job by Monarch to really hold their positions. Comes out to Maddox. Good strength there by Maddox. Turns, gets it to Hoyt. Hoyt shot, glove. That shot's above the circle with no screen. Really want a little bit better opportunity than that. 15 minutes left in the third period. I think the boys will come back out. I think that penalty was probably 10 seconds ago, so as it is, we got the first line out there. Draws one back by Fish. Gogol didn't have an avenue. He falls down trying to get it in. It's chipped up, and now the boys have an odd man rush. Maddox, good job getting back. Kid makes a dive. Good job now on the no call. The kid literally Superman dived, and the ref didn't fall for that banana in the tailpipe. So now here we're going again. All the way back up top. Shot blocker save up into the air. Monarch seems to be organized here a little bit better. Chip it back down in. Fisher cross ice to Foy. He's got some time. Pass up to Sorensen. Sorensen cross ice to Maddox. Does he have the speed to get around the corner? He slows down, but now he makes his own and collides with that kid. Big, huge hit by that number 55. He gives him a little bit of extra business in the back, and there's no call there. Now it's a wide open shot score. That is a lazy play by the Screaming Eagles to get back. No back checkers with any sort of energy. And that kid just walks in, point blank shot. Ay, ay, ay. When it should have been a power play and tying this up, suddenly they're down 3-1. Baker line is out there now. We got Baker, Dawson, and Deep are out there. Refs missed a call. Looks like Maddox took a cross check to the back and was looking for a call. Monarch stayed with it. Again, stayed with it and score a goal. Now they're up 3-1. Valor's got to keep their wits about them. Stretch pass. Connects. Stick to side by Majors. Centering pass intercepted. See if Baker can bring it out. Stick handles past one. He's got numbers with him. He's got Majors with him. Baker goes wide, dances around another, gets stood up. Majors sends it out. Yeah, here comes Monarch going the other direction. Dawson, oh, and this good job standing him up is McKinnon. Good job by McKinnon. Some good body there. Guys need to make sure they're not drawing any penalties. Dawson back behind the net, left for Baker. Baker, good pass up to McKinnon again. Bounces off one. That could have been a knee, but now Monarch looks a little bit caught up, and that is sound all the way back down in, and that'll be an ice. 13-15 left. Matching minors are over with, and 3-1. Valor is down. Definitely came out with more energy and looked pretty good. Canapari line is out there now. Canapari again is working with Deep and Sutter. King sends it back down in the corner. Did not have a shooting lane. There's Sutter now working. Sutter gets hauled down. Gets some support. That's Purchase. Purchase is working down in there with Sutter, and looks like Canapari. Good job by Purchase fishing it out. King had slipped up. Canapari tries to get one through. Doesn't come through. Now the boys need to get back. Monarch sends it back in. Good job by King intercepting it, but he can't get it out of the zone. Monarch comes in with some pressure. Now they're setting it up. Shot saved by Jordan. Coffey comes out with it. Coffey with some speed. See if he can organize something. Cross ice pass tapped in by Purchase. He'll go down into the corner. Get some support from Monarch, and they try and get it out. They can't get it out. Funky bounce off the boards. Now they control and they backhand it up. King manages to get there. 12-19 left. Boys need 2 goals just to tie now. Monarch steps, delayed offsides. Canapari's got some time. He looks and sends it into the feet of Sorensen. Sorensen's going to regroup. He spins around back behind the net. That is another questionable pass, a bullet from about 3 feet away. Shot, I don't think Jordan was expecting that one, but he was up for the task, and that is shot in on goal. 11:53 left, third period. Looks like Fisher lines back out there now. We got Majors with MacKinnon out there. Draws, comes out in the feet, sent back into the corner. MacKinnon chips it out, tries to get it out, glove down, wide open. Saved by Jordan. Holy cow, that kid was camped out in front. Valor was trying to set up a play, and Monarch had set the play up. Holy moly, that kid just ended up with the puck directly in front of the net. Great shot by Jordan. Oh my goodness gracious. Plenty of time left in the game, but we've seen a lot of D-zone work here. Maybe a little bit of pressure or panic by the Eagles. Maddox tries to dip through. Looks like he was held again. Another kid breaks out. Wow, another unimpeded shot to the goal. Sorensen tries to get it out and turns it over. Now he ends up with it. Now he's going the other direction, but there's 4 guys back. Maddox will regroup with it, but he has to regroup because the boys were in offsides. Now it's the Sorensen. Gets it in, tries to get it to Maddox, but he was covered. They're spying on these boys, not giving that shot. Good job intercepted by Foy. He takes some stick, almost gets tripped. Gogo gets there, big 49, pushes him in. He gets some support from 55. They tie it up. 10:56 left. Now here they go. Sorensen chips it up to Maddox. 2 to go. Gets around 1. Gets hauled down. No call on that. Now they call that. That's amazing. And now let's see if we get the extra attacker out and organize it. And now King panic chips it up. They get an extra boy out on the ice. Here comes Dawson. They got a 6-on-5. Still working. They're going to send it back to MacKinnon. Holy cow, you don't want that one going in your own net. Now here's Sorensen over to King. I'm not so sure he was expecting it sent back up directly into the Monarch mitt. 10:23 left, third period. All right, we got another power play. Let's see if they can create some chances here. We're going to see the PP2 unit come out first. Give the boys a rest, and this is where they've got to move the puck around. We've seen a couple power plays now, and there's no puck movement, and kids are just shooting the puck as soon as they get it. Looks like a Squirt B power play. Monarch controls, send it out. MacKinnon will give chase. Jordan back to intercept. 10:15 left in the game. MacKinnon organizes. Deep will stop. Oh my goodness, and this is what we've seen. The problem is nobody wants the puck. They take up, gloved up into the netting. And this is what we see time after time, is nobody on this unit wants to bring the puck up. All right, we'll try the PP1 unit out there. 10:01 left in the third period. 1 minute 38 seconds left of power play, which is still plenty of time. Now this is where you want to see him set the play up. Such good hands and movement with all of these players. Let's see what Maddox can do. Leaves it for Beaudin. Beaudin misses it. He passes it directly to the kid from Monarch. Maddox runs into one. Now it's up to Hoyt. Hoyt makes the zone. He sends it directly into the chest of the goalie. Holy cow. 1:19 left in an absolutely anemic looking power play. Beaudin gets the puck and literally passes it directly to the Monarch player. And then Hoyt with a shot from above the circle directly into the chest of the goalie with no screen. Beaudin taps it back to the Monarch player, sent all the way back down. Holy cow. This looks like literally like a Squirt B power play. Jordan, he decides to pass it to the Monarch player. They're white jerseys versus black jerseys, so I don't know sure how they're mixing them up. Beaudin ends up with it. Let's see if he can organize the power play. He sends it back behind the net to Maddox. 50 seconds left. He tries to leave it for Beaudin. He wasn't expecting it. Now Beaudin gets it back. Back to Sorensen, and he takes a shot from the slot. They still want to get that set up. It's in Dawson's feet, comes back to Bodine. Bodine to Sorensen. Sorensen, another shot from above the circles that's not screened. What on earth am I watching right here? We've seen one pass each rush. This is just beyond words. Valor's going to call a timeout with 33 seconds left. They finally get the puck in. Instead of setting it up, a shot from above the circles. I don't understand it. See, Guaz is going to talk with him, try and organize something, some kind of play. Said earlier they worked on power play. Maybe they looked at Monarch and their PK unit and how they clog things up. Because they've certainly had trouble not only getting into the zone, but once they make the zone, the structure is just not there. The power plays look so good against some of these teams, so maybe that's why they were working on the power play, is that these Monarch kids with a relatively aggressive kill, the way they're aggressive on the puck, but man, this is not very sharp looking. But 33 seconds left, and it just takes one good rush, one good round of puck movement. There are a lot of kids out there that want to just tie it up. They want to be the one to score that goal and tie it up. Let's do it for the team. All right, let's try it again. Fisher steps into the face-off circle, skates into the face-off circle, rather. Fisher back into the corner. Monarch tries to get it out, and they do. Send it all the way back down. It's going to burn up plenty of time. Back to Sorensen. Now there's two penalty killers there. Pretty good job of setting this thing up. Now the speed through the neutral zone. This is a little bit more like it. Good, they make the zone. There's Fisher. And that is another, I'm not so sure what I just saw there either. Attempted shot with the deflection. Now comes up to Maddox. Maddox has about 3 seconds to set it up. Dawson up top to Maddox. Oh my God, Bodine tries to do something. He fans on it. Dawson's pushed off the puck, and once again, another poor looking power play. Deflected up. Dawson tried to get a shot on goal. Now they've got 5 forwards out on the ice. Kept in. Ay, ay, ay. Bodine misplays another one. Now he's going the other direction. Good stick, but Bodine gets called for a hook. Ay, ay, ay. Bodine misplayed another puck. And now here's Monarch assembling. Covered up by Jordan. That's another terrible sequence. Back then you thought there'd be a call going the other direction on Monarch. Comes out 55. That big kid is going after Bodine misplayed it at the blue line. And he'll go to the box and take his second penalty of the game. Relatively unnecessary, so the boys go back on the penalty kill. Probably a hook of some sort, or maybe a slash. Yep, it was a hook. You think that that's a missed call the other direction by the ref, and now here comes Monarch to try and set it up. Good save by Jordan. Monarch circles to get it up, see if they can get it up to deep. Oh, it was stuck in his body. Good play by Sutter to try and make something work. Going short-handed. Doesn't quite work out though. Monarch's going to circle around, send it back out of the net, back out of the zone. That's not the best looking. Fans are cheering for the ref calling that one offsides. Definitely seems a little bit of lopsided calls there. A couple of times there, they certainly could have made a call and they didn't. Baker and Bevan are out there on the PK, so looks like Guaz is trying a couple of different pairs here on the penalty kill, maybe trying to save the boys for some good hard work towards the end of the game. It's left back there behind. Gogol tries a funky bounce off of the dasher. Here's MacKinnon, backhands it up. The boys have a 3-on-1. Bevan tries to stick it up to himself, and now we got a cherry picker back there just waiting. And now Monarch makes the zone pretty quick. This kid comes through, and I don't know if it's interference or what. Kid makes it down in the corner. Gogol push him off. About 1 minute left to go in this penalty kill. Tied up back down there in the corner. Gogol tries to kick it out. Chipped up all the way up top. Now Monarch sets it up. That big number 55. Baker gives a little bit of menace. Monarch's going to set it up. Cross ice. Kid wide open in front. That's how you work the power play. You work the puck around, and good job by Baker. That's Bevan. Good job by Bevan intercepting and breaking that up. We'll try some new kids out there. Canapari gets out there with Tarbert. And they're calling, I guess, too many men. All right. Good call. Ref looks back to the Valor fans and says, see, I do call them both ways. So now we'll have a 4-on-4 for 19 seconds, and then we'll get to see the Valor boys go back on the power play. And looks like they're arguing, but maybe that's a makeup call, which is fine with me. So 19 seconds of 4-on-4, then we'll get to see this top power play unit go back to work. So they're going to send the 4 forwards out there, which can be a little bit dangerous when you have to play some defense, but it's a good gamble by Guaz, and presumably Beaudin will come out of the penalty box and join the power play unit, and has some Maddox controls. Over to Dawson. Dawson, Sorensen. Sorensen maintains possession back in the corner. Gabe with some good help. 5 seconds till Beaudin comes out of the box. It's tied up. Kid falls down. Beaudin joins the play. Sorensen with another shot from the top of the circle. Another shot from just above the circle. What on earth am I seeing here? Good. Oh my goodness gracious. I think they're calling offsides on that one, and I am not believing what I'm seeing. They get their 5 top forwards on there, and again, a shot from above the circles. I don't understand this. They're going to try the power play 2 unit out. I mean, we all want the game to be tied, but, you know, the puck movement's the way to do that. I just don't get it. So here we'll try the second power play unit, which they've had some trouble with. Nobody seems to want the puck. Baker's out there with Tarbert, Sutter, Deep, and McKiddo. Monarch controls, chips it back down in, back to Deep. Let's see if they can start the breakout. Deep starts the breakout. Makes the center line. Cross ice pass to Baker. Baker gets spun off it, tries to kick it. Comes back out, and the kid kicks the stick away. Baker's got to rush to get his stick. I'm not so sure what that's going on either. Shot, and that is gloved down. Yeah, you got the man advantage, Joe. You can run and get your stick. Gives them a little breather. We'll get the top line back out there with 54 seconds left. Sure would be nice to see some puck movement here. We've not seen that on any of these power plays. 54 seconds left. Sorensen controls, gets bodied off that puck. Good play by Monarch. Beaudin has to run to get it. He does. Now Dawson's there. Let's see if they can organize this power play. Dawson brings it up. He leaves it for his brother Maddox. Maddox spins around one, goes wide. Now they've got the zone. Sends it all the way back into Fisher. Fisher just what on earth is going on here? 28 seconds left. Comes back to Jordan. Sent back to Sorensen. Sorensen gets tied up. Monarch, good hard work. Fished out by Maddox. Now back up to Dawson. 11 seconds left. Dawson goes wide. See if they can assemble. Gets into. Nope, still unable to do anything with it. Fish back aside. Dawson gets it back. Now it's sent back out. Dawson turns, fires. Now there's nobody in. Oh my goodness gracious, a 3-on-0, and Beaudin passes it to Dawson. Ay, 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 ay. Beaudin passes it to Maddox. 3-on-0. And Maddox tries to wait him out with some fancy stick work. A lot of pushing and shoving. That was a 3-on-0, and you thought that something better would get fired up after that. And it did look like some after-play extracurriculars that were really unnecessary by the Monarch squad there. Baker's back out there with Deep and Sutter. Puck's won back by Monarch, back down into the corner. Now here comes Monarch going the other direction. 2-on-2, good job by Sutter getting back. We're not seeing a good back check by a lot of the players so far. Here's Baker, ref gets in the way and he can't quite stay with it. Good job getting in the way, it's brought in Sutter. Good job, Baker gets around one, kids fight for it, ay. And now it's going back the other direction. Good job by Coffey, outlet pass to Sutter. He gives Baker some sort. Sutter stops, turns around, looking for some support, gets tied up. Baker fishes it out off of his foot. Fish back out, Coffey dumps one, and now it's sent all the way back down. That'll be an ice. 3:15 left in third period. Holy moly, moly, moly. Several power play opportunities and just nothing at all has been put together. Now we're going to see the purchase line out there with Bevan and Tarbert. That's controlled by Ballard. Tarbert loses control. Now here comes Monarch going the other direction. Now we got some back checkers with that big 55, makes it through. He's looking for some support. He gets it back up top, fired, doesn't make it through. Monarch still controlled. Tarbert, oh no, I thought Tarbert was gonna get that around and go back the other direction. Good work there by Majors to body that kid off. Purchase comes out with it. He's got some time and some space. Sends it up to Tarbert, 2:41 left in the game. Tarbert goes wide on one, keeps the puck, goes cross ice, score! That's what they needed. 3-2, and a good shot. I couldn't see what happens. We'll see on the replay. Tarbert, good work along the perimeter. Goes for the centering pass. And I think that might have been an own goal off of that player, but good centering pass by Tarbert. All the work there was done by good strength to get around that kid. The centering pass. Oh, and it goes off that kid's stick, so it's a deflection with the assist from Monarch. 2:34, and the boys have some life. Down by one, 2:34. Maybe that will get them going. That's one of those good breaks that they needed. Draws one back, controlled by the Eagles. King makes the center line, chips it in. Now the boys go for the chase. Dawson gets there. He can't keep it in though. Now here's Monarch going the other direction. Four Screaming Eagles are back. King, and that's delayed offsides, I think. Yep, sure is. Oh my goodness, that was almost disastrous. Bodin gets around this kid. Oh, he delayed way too long. Puck stays in, bounces out to Bodin. He couldn't play it in the middle. 2 minutes left in the game. Kid tries to spin around and spun back in by Baker. Dawson tries to menace that one and keep it in. Monarch coming the other side, glove down. Pretty good shot just to slow the play down. Oh my, that puck came around. Bodin took a good angle to get to that puck, and then he didn't get the shot off. He was waiting what you decide to do. By the time he decided to take a shot, it was too late. Now we'll see the Fisher line come out there. Valor's already used their timeout, so they don't have their timeout left. 1:47 left. At some point, we'll see the goalie pulled. Going for that stretch play. Oh, and good job. They tried. Good work there on the stretch play. Maddox to Dawson. There's a cross ice play. Oh, we got 5 forwards out. They pulled the goalie. Maddox up to Bodin. Nope, that's Dawson. Someone had snuck in. Oh, that was MacKinnon who had snuck in. Goalie is pulled up top, Maddox. Shot, Beaudin. Spins around, doesn't like what he sees. Up to MacKinnon. Kiddo to Maddox. He pauses, doesn't connect. Back to Hoyt. Boys assemble. Now they're working the perimeter when they have a 6-on-5. Maddox to MacKinnon. Oh, good job by MacKinnon backing off. Shot. Puck's loose in front. Backhanded up, 51 seconds. Maddox will get there. The boys have time for another rush. Good work and good puck control there. They don't call an ice there. Here's Maddox with some speed. Oh no, Dawson with a nice touch pass. Fish, back to Dawson. Oh, back to Beaudin, he didn't see it. Beaudin has to turn around. Good touch pass back up. Here we're going. MacKinnon tries to get it in. Beaudin winds around one. Looks, still looking. Shot, oh my goodness gracious, I thought that one was in. Oh, Hoyt was looking for the Michigan. 14 seconds left. MacKinnon to Maddox, glove down, holy cow. What a good sequence. I thought Beaudin got that puck across to Sorensen. Did not see a replay on that one, but holy moly, that was a great sequence. This is the puck control the boys should have been doing on the previous 5 power plays. Waiting and being patient for a shot. We did not see any of that earlier. 9 seconds left. See if we can get one last good rush together. Good puck movement by the boys here. One back to Maddox. Oh my goodness, and that'll do it. No, that's an ice. And 3 seconds left. Kid was a little too greedy. He wanted the open net, wanted the empty net goal, and that hopefully cost him a few extra seconds wound off the clock. All right, we have one more opportunity here. Sorensen, 2 seconds, no one's back there. I don't know where Sorensen's planning on winning this drawback to. It looks like he's trying to jam it up there close to the net. And that'll do it. Let's keep your wits about them. Last time these two teams played, people got ejected. We don't need this anymore. You got beat, Screaming Eagles, regroup, watch the videotape, look at what you did wrong, and then do better next time. That's what I think needs to happen here. And they're sending them off the ice. Well, some nice action there towards the end. But as it is, it's the first loss of the season for the Screaming Eagles. All things considered, not the best game and only to lose by 1. I think they definitely have the skill to take that team as it is. It is a 3-2 loss, the first loss for the Screaming Eagles, and we will see you back next weekend